Thank you so much, the Right Honourable Second Deputy Speaker, for recognizing Mulanje West to speak. And on behalf of the people of Mulanje West, I would like to congratulate the Minister of Finance and the DPP government for presenting a sound mid-year budget in this August House. On behalf of Mulanje West, my dear brother, will congratulate you for this. However, Honourable Speaker, I rise to speak today, as I do so as a very sad Malawian, a mother, a woman, as well as a retired civil servant, to learn that the last pensioner was paid in May 2023, considering the civil servant who retired in June 2023 to this very day, their pension graduates have not been paid. Even more distressing is that when we account for the inflation of 2023, 2024, and 2025, which at one point reached 38%, Right Honourable Speaker, their money has just significantly lost value, and there is no mechanism to compensate them for this loss. So, as I command you, Honourable Minister of Finance, any alternative measures which are put in place is most welcomed by the Mulanje West people, because we will know that in that way, the allocation on the pension is going to be increased to make sure that all these pensioners are supposed to be paid. As I speak now, it might be over 190 billion arrears where we are supposed to pay for the pensioners. It's very unfortunate that opposition is not here, the MCP government, which was there as government. If the monies which they were giving 50,000 people at the State House were fully utilized, these pensioners were supposed to be paid as of today. But instead of utilizing the monies which they had during that time, and they were calling people to go to State House to be given them 50,000. This 50,000, some of the pensioners who are so frail and need support and care, and some of these pensioners, they're supposed to contribute to the development of this nation by doing business, even supporting their relations, their breadwinners, but those things are not happening because they didn't get the money. People of Mulanje West, the pensioners from Mulanje West, those who've been working, who are retired, are really suffering. Some of them, they even keep calling me to say, when you're going to Riongo, do please pick us so that we can go to the office of the Treasury so that we get our pensions, because they were not even paid. It's really very sad. So the Minister of Finance will support any measures which you are going to take, because we know that some of the retired people are going to get money and they're going to support their families. This rainy season, they're going to even to plant a lot for food for their families. They're going to build houses which are going to change the scenery of the country, even the villages at large. They're going to have a lot of money where they're going to do business to support their families, and this is what you're looking forward to increase the forex which you're talking about. As people, we are going to have a number of them doing business. And I'm sure there will still the measures which are taking place. It matters less to us as long as the Nkando market is going to be constructed, as long as the Nkando-Mulomba road is going to be gravelled, as long as the Kuala-Chimbalanga-Nankuyu road is going to be gravelled. That is why we are looking for resources that we need to build and to construct some of these things. So whenever, even if you've revoked the free access, the visa-free access, to us it matters less, because what we are looking for is the construction of these access roads to wherever these foreigners or these tourists are going to go. So when you've revoked, it doesn't mean that when you are not handsome or if you are not beautiful, then you should just allow anybody else. But you need to be very strict as well. You need to put measures as well. You need also to close up and give red lights so that it's a no-go zone, as long as some of these infrastructures have been rehabilitated. And this is what we are looking forward. As long as the Tuchira bridge is going to be finished, there will take measures to make for the Minister of Finance that you have money for this project. It matters less to Mulanje West as long as the Tuchira bridge is going to be finished and people are going to be accessing to this. The second Deputy Speaker, Madam, on the pay-as-you-earn, this is what I want to comment, that yes, indeed, it's because of the the inheritance which you've found in government as Minister of Finance and what you've inherited, that's what making you to have all these current tax rates. But if you are to come back a little bit, especially on the beneficiaries of the previous tax brackets, and these are going to help and increase the disposable income. This disposable income is going to help the Malawians, especially the middle class, as well as those below, to have their improved livelihood, but also change their living standards, i.e. some of these are the ones whom I've referred, who are so frail that they need support, and also they need something to take home. They need something to care for their homes. They need something to be seen that they're having something in their pocket. When you have money, even if you are on the bed, the sickness changes. It seems as if it's one way of also medication when you have something in your pocket. So when you look into that, the Minister of Finance, we are going to salute you very much, because the middle as well as the below income people, they're going also to increase their take home as well as the entitles, and also the living standard is going to change. This is what I wanted to comment, especially for us, or the pay as you live, the pay as you earn, but also the pension, the retired civil servants who are really suffering without even getting their pensions, and they're every day on the bus, on the minibuses, from Mulanje to Blantyre, Blantyre Lilongwe, Lilongwe from Zuzu to Lilongwe, just to get their pensions since 2023 up to now. And the 33% which I'm talking, it means now if the one who was supposed to get 12 million 2023 is going to get 12 million as well in 2025 or 2026. That is, he has lost value, because the 20 million of 2023 is not the same 20 million of 2025. The Right Honourable Speaker, the Right Honourable Second Speaker, as I recommend the Minister of Finance and salute him, the utility measures which is putting in place, we are, Mulanje West, we are supporting you as long as we are going to benefit and have a secondary school at Luangwa, and have a secondary school at Ngodi, and have the roads infrastructure, and have water, which are going to pump water into the tanks from Kualala, which is going to have piped water, the gravity water, from there to Kimbalanga, Muhio, and Nankuyu, as well as those from Nampungo going to go to Manyumba, and the people from also Mwawihe, the people from Luangwa and Malundu, they're going to get access to clean water through the measures which are going to put and get money to develop the areas where we are coming from. The Right Honourable Speaker, as I conclude, yes, these are the monies. As also you put the utility measures, look into the monies which also some of our supporting government agencies are having. We have them, the CSOs, we have their monies, but sometimes when they bring infrastructure and resources, they no longer last longer. We had a bridge constructed last weekend, which was done by GSED. As I'm speaking now, people are not accessing to that bridge. It has collapsed. And we need also to ask that when we pass some of these bills of CDF, we need to pass some bills that we need to access and even monitor what is it our SOCs are doing with the monies and where they get it, that when they bring development in our constituencies are supposed to last longer. The bridges which they constructed, somebody was supposed to die as he was going to Chiziwe Bridge. It was constructed, but it has never been used. It collapsed. And this is the things which you are supposed to be following up. And that's why we are saying some of these monies which people are supporting, or each and every utility measures which are putting in place, knowing that Mulanje West is going to benefit from all these. Thanks so much, the Right Honourable Speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because Malawi's parliament just turned into the political version of a lit fireworks show. And right at the center of the blaze, Patricia Kaliati, the human megaphone of political truth bombs, stepping up with that signature steam engine confidence, firing off claims that have the whole nation sitting up like, wait, did she really just say that? Oh yes, she did, and trust me, today's story is so spicy, you might need a glass of cold water handy. Patricia Kaliati isn't just an MP. She's the political equivalent of a hurricane with a name you absolutely remember. This woman has been swirling around Malawi's political landscape for decades, picking up experience, controversy, and applause like souvenirs from every ministry she's ever stepped into. From her time as Minister of Information to handling gender and community development, she's built herself into one of the toughest and most recognizable political voices in the country. People don't just listen when she speaks. They brace themselves. She has that rare mix of teacher discipline, activist fire, and political veteran boldness that makes every microphone she touches either shake or break. And now, after securing her parliamentary seat once again in 2025 and leading her own party's bench in the House, Kaliati has walked back into Parliament carrying a reputation that could fill the entire chamber. She's known for telling it like it is, even when it isn't supposed to be told, and her latest remarks have that exact energy, the kind that makes headlines explode and government officials suddenly remember they left something cooking. But hey, the legend isn't why we're here. It's what she said this time that has the political spotlight cranked all the way up. So picture this. Parliament is rolling through its usual business, paper shuffling, people nodding, others pretending to be awake, the whole standard political jazz. Then suddenly, Patricia Kaliati steps up and drops a line that practically rewires the room's electricity. Boma, mpaka, waulura, basically calling out the government for allegedly cooking up something shady behind the scenes. And she didn't whisper it, mumble it, or phrase it like a polite suggestion. No, she threw it right into the center like a grenade wrapped in legal grammar, and boom, instant chaos energy. She claimed there are schemes, agendas, and questionable decisions happening in the background, and if the government doesn't clear the air, she'll gladly expose everything. That's not a soft threat. That's straight up political smoke. And when a veteran like Kaliati says, "I'll reveal it all," you know she's not bluffing for views. This is a woman who has publicly stood toe-to-toe with entire administrations before. She knows the system inside and out, and she knows exactly which pressure points hurt the most. And if you thought that was enough to choke the room, buckle up, because the stakes shoot even higher. Now, this isn't just another dramatic line in Parliament. This isn't your casual, "we demand answers" speech that gets delivered and forgotten. No, this one is different. Because Kaliati's accusation hits the big questions: transparency, accountability, and the ever-delicate issue of what really goes on behind government doors. When she stands up and says the government is doing zoipa, she's telling citizens that their leaders might be playing chess in the dark while the public is stuck trying to guess which move comes next. This puts pressure on everyone: the administration, the press, and even the political allies who suddenly don't know which side of the room is safer. If she's right, it's a wake-up call. If she's wrong, it's still a wake-up call. Either way, it grabs national attention like a siren at 3 a.m. And trust me, Malawians know when something big is brewing. And right now, the pot is definitely boiling. And trust me, this boiling pot didn't just heat up overnight. The backstory is just as wild. This bombshell didn't fall from the sky. It came from a woman who's been dragged through political fire, frost, and everything in between. Patricia Kaliati has experienced the sweet taste of cabinet power and the bitter cold of political exile. She was arrested in 2024, accused of serious offenses, endured public humiliation, legal pressure, and political isolation. But she didn't fade away. She came back stronger, louder, and tougher. That kind of resilience isn't just rare, it's intimidating. Politicians who survive storms like that don't return with light whispers. They return with thunder. And this thunder has been building for years. So when she said, "I'm ready to expose everything," this wasn't a moment of random outrage. This was years of political scars, knowledge, and experience converging into one explosive parliamentary moment. And oh boy, the public did not stay quiet after this. Let's talk reactions. The second she dropped her fiery statement, the nation reacted like someone flipped open a microwave with fireworks inside. Facebook, WhatsApp, X, everything was buzzing. Some people were cheering her on, calling her the fearless warrior Malawi needs. Others were questioning her timing, her motives, or her political history. And then there were those who just sat back with popcorn waiting to see how the fireworks spread. Every major radio station, every political commentator, every drinking spot debate, the entire conversation shifted to Kaliati's claims. Malawi loves drama, yes, but Malawi also loves a truth teller who doesn't blink in front of power. And whether you agree with her or not, Kaliati knows how to make the nation look up. And trust me, once the public starts watching closely, everything else becomes a lot more interesting.
All right, let's talk possibilities, because this story has more potential endings than a Netflix political thriller. Scenario 1. The government steps up, clears the air, explains what's going on, and maybe the tension cools off. Scenario 2. They push back hard, deny everything, fight every claim point by point, which could blow the story even wider. Scenario 3. Silence. And silence in politics is basically adding seasoning to a conspiracy stew. And then there's Scenario 4, the wild card. Kaliati actually reveals documents, names, dates, and receipts. If that happens, whew, the country might just need a whole new level of political popcorn. But no matter what, this story isn't fading anytime soon. And here's why you should care, even if politics isn't normally your thing. Politics might feel far from your day-to-day life, but trust me, this story is much closer to your dinner plate than you think. If Kaliati is telling the truth and something shady is happening behind the scenes, it could impact fuel prices, agricultural programs, budget allocations, development plans, and even basic services. This isn't just parliament drama. It could change how the economy moves, how businesses run, and how families survive. And if she's wrong, that's still serious because false alarms shake trust and stability. Either way, Malawians deserve clarity because democracy doesn't work when things are hidden in dark corners. And if that wasn't enough weight, let's zoom out even further. This story isn't just about one MP calling out a government. It's about whether the system can handle criticism, whistleblowing, and exposure. Kaliati's words challenged not just the administration, but the entire architecture of accountability. When one politician stands up and says, "I'll expose everything," it sends chills through every office where everything might be hiding. Systems thrive on order, but they also thrive on truth. And if the truth is uncomfortable, democracy demands that it be addressed, not buried. Kaliati's move is a test. Can the system respond with transparency, or will it crumble under pressure? And the clues for where this is heading, they're already showing. If you're watching closely, you can already see the smoke trails that hint at where this fire might spread next. Watch how quickly the government responds. Watch which officials speak. Watch which media houses dig deeper. Watch which MPs suddenly get very quiet or very loud. These reactions are road signs, pointing toward the truth. And keep an eye on leaks. Malawi's political pipeline is famously leaky. When a story this big starts moving, documents tend to magically find their way online. And after all this, the million-dollar question. What's the takeaway? So here we are, a veteran politician calling out the system, a government under pressure, a public watching with curiosity, and a story that refuses to die down. Whether Patricia Kaliati is the hero in this saga, the disruptor, or the whistleblower we didn't see coming, one thing is certain. She has made it impossible for anyone to ignore what she said. This story is not just another line in the day's news cycle. It's a national pulse check, a political stress test, and a giant blinking reminder that democracy only works when questions get answers. And right now, Malawi is waiting for those answers. And trust me, this ride is far from over. All right, folks, now it's your turn. What do you think? Is Kaliati sounding the alarm for a real reason, or is this just another storm in the political forecast? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and hit subscribe because this story is only getting started and you definitely don't want to miss what comes next.